Hey y'all, it's Alexis with Lexx Talk About It. We're here with Brandon Van Leer. He is an artist, entrepreneur, illustrator, and graphic designer. He is also the co-founder of Van Leer Studios, which is where we're at right now for this interview.
Yes, we
What's
are.
going on?
How you doing? Thank you for having me.
Of course. So I want to start off talking to you about your art journey. Tell me when you first discovered art as your talent.
Ooh, not to be cliche, but I feel like I've been drawing my whole life. So my dad, he was in the arts. My sister, she does art. And so it's kind of just been in the household. We had drawing books around the house, so I've just been going.
So it's generational pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
I could feel that. I feel like everybody has hidden talents that's like passed down from their grandmother or their grandfather and stuff like that, so I get that. So how did you turn art into entrepreneurship?
So basically I've been drawing my whole life, but then I got to TSU and I was like, I can make a career out of this. I was drawing more, I had started selling pieces, I started doing miscellaneous projects around campus, so I just decided, let me do this, let me use my God-given talent before I lose it and just, push it as hard as I can.
I think that's great that you did that, because sometimes I feel like God will show you the way and sometimes people don't take that.
Right.
So can you talk to me about how that turned into you and your sister co-found Van Leer Studios? How did you come about with that?
We're both in the arts. She does music side, so she does sing, she plays the piano, plays the drums.
Oh, that's cool.
And then me, on the other hand, I do art. We also have a lot of friends who do videography, who do photography, who do music. So it was like, let's have a space where all our people can come here, we can be part of the community and open to them, and just, be a place in Nashville that's Black owned. Not that many of those here, so just kind of being a light for our friends and whatnot.
Any type of events,
like
everybody seems like they always come down here, and it's in a good part of town where there's other Black-owned businesses and stuff too. So I feel like people have that sense of comfortability to come here too.
Yeah, so like when they leave here, they can go to, we got Willie B's, Minerva next door, Slim and Huskies, who is also TSU grads, and then we got the Trenches next door. So there's plenty of opportunities over here, plenty of businesses that's Black-owned as well, that we can just venture off to.
What inspires you to co-found an event space in Nashville, and how does your space contribute to the community?
So we've had a few nonprofits in here, and they've done their things with the kids. We're looking to do more stuff with the community as far as some of the local schools are having art shows here, internships, working with like TSU and FISC, so we love to do that. Actually, FISC has been in here, the marching band. They did a photo shoot, so that was really cool. As well as the Sophisticated Ladies from TSU.
Come on, shout out to TSU.
Right, they did a photo shoot in here, so just kind of being in space and just doing more with the community is definitely a goal for us for 2024.
You illustrated several books, some that are available for purchase on Amazon. Can you talk to me about that?
The first book I did was Young William with Deontay Henderson. So we had been recruited by Lieutenant Colonel Presley, who worked at TSU at the time. And she had a story about Lieutenant William McBride, who was also a TSU grad and a Buffalo soldier. So she recruited us and she was like, I have a story. And I was like, I had never done a children's book before. And then she was telling us about, like, okay, really, really nice. And then she was like, but it's a labor of love. And I was like, what does that mean? And so basically it's like it was a free book. It was like,
oh, okay, that's all. Okay.
I was like, huh? But it was like an investment, because once we finished that book, some other ones came down the pipeline. Following that, I helped Kayla McQuarrie, who's also a TSU grad, with her first book, Dream Girl Dream. And since then I've done like 2 or 3 more. I have another ones in the work this year. So it was just another career path that opened my eyes to, other options as an artist.
That's cool. And can you talk to me, just out of my own curiosity, about like the process of being a creative doing that? Like, how do you go from page to page? Like, okay, I want to put this here, and how does that work for you?
I have like 2 processes. I either give them, like, one option is some people already know exactly what they want on the pages. It's like, I want this person holding a teapot and then this and that. I'm like, okay, cool. But if they want me to just have full creative direction, I will go through the manuscript and be like, this is a good portion to illustrate, and break it up that way.
And I saw her book too, that was fire.
Thank you.
That was nice. Can you also talk to me about being a Black entrepreneur? We're in Nashville. Have you faced any challenges with trying to, have a startup for this? And can you talk to us about how you overcame that, if so?
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a major learning curve. It's definitely a major learning curve when we weren't raised in all that, business stuff that a lot of us have been deprived of. Pushing through that, we just have to learn more. We do research. We ask questions for those that have already done it and get, help from those people. But then also there's another obstacles that we do, go across when it's, just stuff that they haven't faced, when it just may be specific to your situation. So we're still battling different things being here, but me and my sister, we're pushing through, trying to figure it out, and just getting support from the community, staying, praying.
Yeah.
There's definitely a big part of it, and just figuring it out.
I'm glad you said that, because sometimes people are afraid to push forward and don't ask questions, and that makes me want to ask you more questions about like mentorship. Do you have any mentors that keep you going, or are you a mentor yourself, or just some advice just in that area of mentorship in general?
I don't want to specify anybody for like mentor, but a lot of people that own business around here, I do ask them questions. If there's something about art, I ask some of the art people that I know that's a little bit further ahead in their career. Graphics, I ask graphics people. So just if they're specific to their industry, then I do ask them questions about it. And then as far as me mentoring, a lot of people have came to me and asked, I'm working to clear up my schedule more to help them out, but I do.
Busy guy.
Thank God. It's actually good,
For real.
But I am trying to free up my schedule to help as much as I can.
That's good, because I feel like sometimes people need that push to see someone like, oh, he also went to TSU, he also a Black man that's trying to, elevate whatever he got going on, and they need to see stuff like that. I think it's like a sense of community when you said you could go and talk to people like right next door or down the street or whatever. So especially with our Black-owned businesses across the street, so that's really good. Can you talk to me about the role of networking and how it has impacted your entrepreneurship journey?
I think networking is key. Like, that's one of the biggest things I would tell anybody to do is network. First impressions are everything, and definitely follow up once you make those first impressions.
That's very important. I was just about to say that.
A lot of people, they meet you, they hi,
he, and then they be
and
gone.
Then
you don't hear back.
They don't send an email, don't send a text, and then those great connections you just made are all gone, and you never know how they could have helped you in your journey. I think networking has really gotten me where I am here, where I am today, especially at TSU. I still do a lot of work at TSU, and that started from me being a student there. So I helped TSU with the homecoming graphics.
Yeah, that was dope.
Thank you. Just when a lot of their projects started from me just, talking and just building those networks.
So you've also done some work with Bishop Walker, correct? Can you talk to me about that?
Yeah, so I actually work at Mount Zion Baptist Church here in Nashville. I'm their senior graphic designer. So with that, I'll do all the graphics for sermon graphics, for flyers, for any of the big events, and I also help Bishop with his projects as well. So most recently, I helped him do his 2 book covers, Leadership and Loneliness, and Becoming the Couple of Destiny with him and Dr. Steph.
Man, that's cool.
I know it.
Every time I see anything in Nashville, it's a graphic or a flyer, your name always attached to it, for sure.
That's a blessing.
That's crazy. In what ways do you engage in community service, and why is it important for you to give back?
So I'm currently in 2 nonprofits, Give One and then Bridge Builders. So Give One, we have a lot of things that we do. One main one is our Christmas giveaway. So each Christmas we have, I think this year it might have been like 50 families or more or less, but we all give them gift cards and just take them around Walmart, and they can just go shopping with their kids and get those gifts for them. So that's really, it's really nice to give back. It's good to see people, like, the kids are extremely happy about it. We have Santa Claus there, we have Grinch dressed up there, so it's always a fun time.
That is nice. That's good to hear, because it's like, what does that really mean to you? Like, being involved in nonprofits and knowing that you can like give back to some families. Like, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it just fills a void that we have to want to help, and just doing more when we can do more. Because if we was in our situation, we want somebody to help us as well. And so being able to help people out, being able to, if I can do a little bit, that's more than not doing anything.
Right, paying it forward.
Yeah, definitely. And seeing people smile, seeing people just genuinely happy about stuff. And then people help me out, I'd be happy too. I'm like, appreciate it, Mom.
Look, appreciate it.
Whoever. So I know everybody enjoys it, basically.
Man, you do a lot in the community. Like I said, how do you balance your arts and being a graphic designer and being an illustrator? How do you balance that with being a business owner as well?
I don't.
You don't? No balance?
No, I honestly, I have a loose schedule because I'm remote at my full-time job. So I can all kind of, fit stuff in where it fits in. But normally I wake up, check emails, do text messages. I have deadlines set on a lot of projects. So I know it needs to be done then or before. I just bought a calendar. It's a digital calendar.
Good for you. You need that.
It was an investment, but it's like a digital calendar. It's hooked up to my phone. I can sync my other calendars to that one. So, and it's on the wall, which I think is very important. Wake up, look at breakfast, and see what you got to do today.
I want to see that later.
Okay.
I need one myself.
I'm gonna send you the link. TikTok.
Okay, bet. What is some advice that you'll give to aspiring Black entrepreneurs looking to break into the creative industry?
Don't get discouraged, but more concrete, figure out a plan. Make sure the industry you want to go into is profitable. Do your research, figure out what you need to do, how you need to structure it, network, find out who can help you, who knows the answers to stuff, who has questions that's already been asked before, so you don't have to, refigure the wheel if it's already been done. Take time, don't launch it too early, because then it may fail too early. But at the same time, a lot of stuff, if you do have some hiccups, don't let that deter you or stop you.
Don't let that discourage you.
Yeah, like just keep going. Just know that there's always light in the tunnel, basically.
Speaking of profits, you drew these beautiful portraits behind us.
Yeah, thank you.
Talk to me about this one first.
So Lauren Hill, so she is part of my Black Excellence collection. I released that, I want to say in 2019. So people I see is resilient, uplifting, persevere through a lot of obstacles in life, inspirational figures.
Okay, yeah, good.
Yeah.
Is this Lauren Hill portrait for sale,
It
or
is.
is it just
It
okay?
is.
How much is it?
You can buy.
I'm like, tell the people, because it's on sale.
It is. You can go to vanleerart.com.
For real, listen, y'all.
Stop
Buy the
laughing.
Lauren. Listen, it look good.
It's for sale. I have some more of them. vanleerart.com. You can send me a message, or on Instagram, you can follow me, vanleer_the_artist.
Okay. And also tell me about this portrait of Michael Jackson. That looks
Michael
good.
Jackson.
That looks nice.
That is the first of many to come in my timeless collection about people who are, timeless in history, who keep going, who have longevity. So for this one, Michael Jackson, he started out when he was young. On to his later years, he was still doing music. I listened to him, you listened to him, my mom listened to him, and kids today still listen to him. So it's just timeless, a legacy keeps going. So that's what that collection is going to be about. It's just those artists and figures who have a legacy that just keeps going. And actually,
It look good.
thank you. I tried.
That one on sale too, y'all.
It is on sale.
It might be a little too pricey for me though. So.
But I do have an art show coming up. Details are loose, but I'm looking for April of this year and to release more timeless pieces.
Cool. And you know what? Speaking of the art shows, you were just featured in an art coalition in Nashville recently, and this portrait was there too. Can you tell me about that experience? I think it was really good that you were there because it just shows that people continuously acknowledge your efforts and your portraits. So can you talk to me about you being a part of that as well?
Yeah, they had a whole weekend of art shows. So the day before that was on Saturday, and we had a art showing here. It was part of their art crawl, Jefferson Street and the Buchanan Art.
Oh yeah, okay.
We had 5 artists here, and they was on display. Did the artist talk that night. And the following night on Sunday, we were at Analog. It is downtown, and me and a lot of other artists. They had musicians, they had hors d'oeuvres and food, and
I was there. Yeah, it was a good time.
It was nice. It was nice, and we had drinks in the bar, so it was really nice. Good evening, fun, networking. Networking is key. I'm gonna keep saying it, but yeah, it was just a good night, and I'm glad that they reached out to me because I had been off the art scene for a little bit, so for them to reach out to me kind of brought that spark back.
And you've had your own solo art shows before, right?
Yeah, I did one right out of TSU. Me and X Pain, we did it at TSU. And then I did my own solo show 2019 at Main Street Art Gallery. And then throughout the years, I've just been in a few other art shows. Vanguard had one. I did one at Vanderbilt. So I've been out here a little bit.
You outside now, listen. Can you talk to me about a specific moment or project that you considered like a turning point for your career? Like, oh, this is big. Like, how did you get from, oh, I'm just drawing at home to this level that you're at now?
I say it was the first one I drew, which I want to say is Ice Cube. I went and saw Straight Outta Compton, and I was really inspired just because seeing Ice Cube as where he came from and where he is today, seeing him grow through that, going through that, persevering through that, being resilient, now being father, musician, producer, actor, so on and so forth. So I was like, I think I'm gonna draw him. And then push my skills to the test and do larger than I had before, which is this 18 by 24 inch size. And so I drew it, posted on Facebook, Instagram, and it just started getting likes, shares. my dad was like, my mom and dad and sister was like, where do you get this from?
Right.
So I was like,
you need to start doing this more often.
Yeah, so I was like, let me just keep going. And I just started drawing, that's what I did, Obama and Lauren and so on and so forth in that Black Excellence collection. I just kept going from there.
Yeah, so speaking of celebrity portraits that you've drawn before, you were able to give the celebrities their portraits. Can you talk to me about those opportunities as well?
So when I was at TSU, I was hustling. I was really trying to get in it. So the first time I heard that Vivica Fox was coming to the school, and I was like, I found out who was organizing the event, went to the administration. I was like, hey, if I get this portrait done, are we able to get it to her? And it was like, yeah, why not? So I went back to the dorm, drawn.
Got it.
Cause she came, it was like, I want to say 2 days before she came.
Was that enough time?
I got it done.
Well, you got it done, right.
I don't have a choice. I was like, so I, between classes, go back, finish drawing, and then got it framed, and then took it to her, and we presented it. We had it on stage. It was on the news channel 5. I was like, hey, I drew that. Took a picture with her. So that was the first time I got anything to the person I drew, another celebrity. And I thought that was really neat, and like, eye-opening, inspirational, and just, you're on the right path and keep going.
Yeah, and that happened in like, what, 2017?
Ish,
yeah.
Around there. And
so then to now, you have also drawn a portrait of Shaq, Dwight Howard. Like, how are you catching these people? Like, do you know they're coming to Nashville, and then you like, let me just...
Networking.
Okay.
Networking.
That's the right answer.
I'm telling you.
That's crazy.
It's all connected. It really is. Like, people may call me like, hey, so-and-so's here, can you do this? Or one person, he knew I had that Shaq picture. So he was like, hey, and I got the location and then got it to him.
I didn't know that. See, and that's cool because it's like, I just imagine you would get the, like, hey, I heard so-and-so coming to town, draw something up, but you already had it on hand. You already had the connection for your project to get in Shaq's hands. Like, that is dope. What was his reaction when he saw that?
He was like, is that me? Cause he's like, I look good. I was like, thank you. Yeah, so, and he's huge also.
I can tell.
He walked in, we was all
about 7 foot.
And then we was at Prince's, and those bar stools are tall. So he was sitting in it, and everybody's feet dangling. And then you look at Shaq, his feet is like flat on the floor. We like
a size 20.
Right.
That's crazy.
But following that, also ran into Dwight Howard. I actually ran into him at the club.
At the club?
At the club. I was in the booth. He was in a different booth.
He in a section?
He was in the more expensive section, but he was in the booth. And then I just went over to approach him and so on and so forth. And he was like, yeah, can we do this? And then I drew that one overnight.
That's what I was about to say. You called him on the spot and you drew it overnight.
I drew overnight
crazy.
And called him before they went out of town the next day or so.
And then you met him, gave him the portrait. What he said about his?
He loved it because it was a WWE picture. He was working on some stuff with the WWE and wrestling. So it was a picture they had, met them somewhere outside on the outskirts of Nashville. Got to him, and
that's crazy. And look at that, he probably got it hung up and you drew that. That's dope. I want to go back into like the landscape of Black entrepreneurship in Nashville. Do you think that is something that's growing over time?
I do. I think in general throughout the world, honestly. I want to say COVID actually helped create a lot of entrepreneurs just because a lot of us was at the house and trying to figure out ways to get money. Had more time on our hands to figure out our own skill set. So I think that definitely played a part in a lot of entrepreneurs right now. And Nashville's growing. A lot of us are coming out of school. A lot of things you don't always need degrees for also. So people are, getting it how they can.
Yeah. And speaking of the, Black landscape in Nashville, what are your top 5 Black businesses here?
Oh, okay, let me think. Okay, I'll go with Cinnamon Huskies. They're right across the street from us. Great pizza, TSU grads. I'll go with Amott's. That's one of my friends from high school, AJ. He has a food truck. He stays in East Nashville. And then Cashville clothing brand, Carlos, who went to high school together as well. Chosen, that's a clothing brand. My Profile Mazio went to TSU. For my 5th one, that's my guy Jason. So that's my top 5, right?
Okay, good, yeah. Can you talk to me about what impact do you hope to leave on a community through your work? Like, where do you want to see yourself in 10 years?
I want to own a brick and mortar. So just own my own business, on the land that it's on. I want to have some art and in people's houses around the city. I want to be able to provide jobs for people that like me, look like me, and also for anybody, but also provide the opportunities for us. I want to have a graphic design firm. So that'll be housing website designers, illustrators, photographers, anybody in the creative space. There's definitely a goal. I'm gonna have another art gallery, and then just be able to help, be accessible. I don't want to be too distant, forget where I'm from, do all this. I still want to be, myself, and then just being able to help out, honestly.
That's cool. I'm glad that you said you want to give jobs. Creating that wealth in the community, bringing it back. Cause this is you're from here, right?
I'm from here.
Right in your backyard.
It's really hard to graphics. I was trying to get internships right out of TSU. I was trying to get in some of these large design firms, and I was striking out left and right. And one of them I got to the last row of interviews, and then somebody else got it over me. So that's why I'm just gonna do this solo and just push it that way. But at the same time, I want to open up my own, just like I said, so I can, help anybody else looking.
I mean, you never know. It might come back around eventually. Maybe it's just one at a time. Right. And that's why I thought it was good that you said you are planning on doing this in the next 5-10 years or whatever, because you stay consistent, it's gonna get done regardless. So back to these portraits, man, they just look so good. Have you ever had a moment where you were drawing a portrait and was like, this don't look like the person it needs to look like?
I did one portrait. I finished it, knocked it out, had it nice and framed. Took it home, and it was like, who was that?
Who's it?
My mom and sister, it was Aretha Franklin. It was Aretha. They was like, that don't look like her. And so that picture ain't seen the light of day. I still got it. It's up under the bed, but
under the bed is
it's
crazy.
not gonna come out though. I'm gonna have to redo that one. So
come on, we need to see.
It may come. I'm gonna have to redraw it, but. So yeah, that one didn't make the cut.
But that's good that you got another perspective before you posted hey y'all, and then it's like, who is this?
Yeah, they're always they're always my review squad, my parents and my sister. And even with drawings that have came out, a lot of them have gone under the scope of my dad. So
oh good.
If I draw something, I'm something's off, I'm gonna take it to him, and he's gonna be the nose needs to be scooted over, the eyes too high, something like that. Something really meticulous that I may have not seen, but he can, just go back and forth and find what's that one missing part.
And I think it's important to sometimes step away from what you draw and come back to it and look at it later. But you framed it, it was yeah, this is good. Wait, so did you redraw the Aretha picture, or
I moved on to the next person.
Oh,
I'm gonna come back around though. But
okay.
That's
hilarious.
Yeah.
You've been an artist your entire life. What's next for you, and what's next for Van Leer Studios?
For me, this art collection is my biggest focus. As far as the studio, we want people to book. Y'all, come and book. We gotta keep these lights on.
Please, they on right now.
It's hard out here, but so yeah, we're gonna do our own events, more of our own events, and then more of people's events when they book. So just stay in tune and follow us on Instagram, Van Leer Studios. Website is vanleerstudios.com, and just keep supporting us so we can support y'all.
Is there anything else you think I should have asked you that I didn't, just in regards to your journey? Anything we should look forward to? Entrepreneurship? Anything else? Just
constantly pushing the art, constantly staying focused, prayed up, eating right, because if not, I'm gonna be tired. I just got done with a 21-day Daniel fast. Only fruits, vegetables, and water. So
Lord,
it was a journey. It was a journey, but it was good though.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. I appreciate you speaking with me.
Thank you for having me. It was wonderful.
Of course. This is Lexx, and we just talked about it.